Hello, good morning. Actually, today I am so delighted to have Donna Edelstein to join us as the judge session. Donna actually is one of the certified adjudicator and snowball competition organizer, invigilator, and examiner. And she has been a pro-am and professional ballroom dancing and winning many champion titles. So I'm so grateful that she's willing to spend time with us today. And we're trying to pick her brain, and so we can all learn from her. Thank you, Donna, for joining us.
Well, thank you.
So this first thing I always ask the judge is that every judge have a different priority, and when they first look at the competition, the competitors in a dance floor, what is your, it's a most important thing that you look at? What are you, looking for when you judge people? One is better than the other.
Well, for me, it really depends on what level I'm looking at. So, for example, if I'm looking at newcomers, I'm looking for posture, footwork, some degree of comfort with what it is that they're doing. And then always as an undercurrent under everything, let's say people are pretty competent at what they're doing, I'm looking for a good feeling that they're giving me, that energetically there's something coming out of them that shows me that they believe in what they're doing, that they have some sense of what the dance is. At a higher level, if we jump to like open pro-ams or pros or top amateurs, then I'm really looking, I'm assuming that, well, not assuming, but let's say there's a lot of good technique out there already. And if you're looking at a number of people that have really good technique, then I'm looking at what moves me, what is speaking to my heart, who is really showing me the character of the dance in the way that touches me. And I think that's changed as I've become an older judge, is meaning has become more important to me and authenticity has become more important to me.
Wow, that is such a different, the first one is talking about the feeling is important, and then the artistic point and the interpretation of the music basically is, the heart, dancing from the heart when the higher level.
And with the partner, because so many people are really nowadays, there's a lot of people that are very good dancers, but they're not always creating an environment within the partnership where it's believable.
I see. So the partnerships, really is talking to each other. To you is because the ballroom is a partnership dancing. So the whole things, the dancing together, the feeling, the artistic things all together. So this is very good. So for your advice for us, right? We are new. What should we do to create what you're looking for? Is there any advice? How we get to what we need to be as, when you're judging a perspective.
So this is going to maybe go against a lot of things people say, but my advice is to not try and please everybody, because you can't. We all have different points of view. And so as you become a more mature dancer, and I'm not talking about ignoring technique, like let's assume that everybody's doing their best to work on, all the aspects of technique that need to be there, but not to overlook what it is that they're trying to create through dancing. Most of us came to dancing because it made us feel good and we wanted to express ourselves. And then sometimes as we get into the competitive world, it becomes so much about winning, being better than somebody else, having a grudge match. I hear people that I coach say, oh, I know where I'm going to place already because I know who's here. And I'm like, oh my God, you're not thinking about the right thing. So I guess my advice is to go internal and to look at yourself and what it is that you're trying to produce and to discuss it with your partner and not have that be something that's left out.
Wow, that is deep.
Well, I think dancing is deep. That's why we love it. There's always more and more layers.
You hit the nail of it to me too. Is dancing actually is a very deep thing. A lot of people misunderstanding it, and especially competitive standpoint. I used to be only thinking about winning. So as I mature, actually it changed in reverse to be just enjoy and perform and dance what you have. So this is such a good suggestion. So how did the students, when you say connect, talk to your teacher, how do they start talking to the teacher? Just say, that's what they should.
What words would they use?
Yes.
So I think at some point saying, I feel like something is missing in how I'm approaching my dancing. And I've been focusing on the technical aspects and the competitive aspects, but I want to look at more of the artistic aspects. So how do I use the music? How do I find the texture in what I'm producing? How do I relate better to you on the floor? How do I make it more authentic to have the conversation?
That's such a good thing. So does it, through the journey, right? The competitor, you have the newcomer and then you have the mature dancer. Do you think the newcomer already have the conversation, or is more until you have some techniques, certain level before you start that? That's always the questions, right? What first?
Well, I think what has to come first is some degree of competence. And so as a newcomer, they're generally just learning the dances, learning the footwork, learning posture, learning how to follow or to lead. And ironically, sometimes it's the newest people. Like, let's say you're judging Ohio and you're judging all the levels, and you might be in the collegiate room, which I haven't been in a long time, but I used to be in the collegiate room. And you would get this sense when the two people would take up hold that there was just this like joy of touching the other person, and a little bit of intimacy, and sometimes a little bit of flirtation. And then you go into the other rooms and it was so acted, and so sometimes people that were less experienced were more in touch with what the nature of dancing is. And I think once people get super experienced, they bring that back in, but it's a hard thing. Like, that's what we don't want to lose.
Yeah, so basically it's a journey, and make sure we never lose how we feel in the whole journey.
Exactly. And that we're aware that we have feelings, and that's a big part of it.
Thank you so much. That is such a good advice. I'm going to bring that to my teacher, and I will bring that to the dance floor.
Well, excellent. I look forward to seeing it.
Thank you so much.
I hope you find this video useful, and please give me a thumbs up and click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. And click the little bell button as well, so when I have a new video comes out, you will be notified.